What's up, everybody? Hi, hello. Well, you're listening to this with your ear holes, and you're also seeing it, apparently. So this is going to be my little face cam experiment. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later, but hopefully it works out well. If it doesn't, obviously, probably edited this out, but I doubt it. So, with update videos, it's just on the go. I don't do really anything, and I'm going to be rocking back and forth because that's just what I do. I'm Mark Henry. Alright, so let's go down the list of what I'm going to talk about this week on my update videos. So, my week this week, basically the stresses and the BS that I go through on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, I like to talk to you people about it. It's a type of therapy for me, and I really, it'd be nice to talk about, so we'll talk about that. NCAA, let's go Michigan State, I'll be talking a bit about that. Black Flag, the playthrough, I'm going to be talking about how I'm doing the episodes, what I'm doing, and what I plan to cover, and how I plan to end it, if that makes sense. Okay, Facecam Experiments, obviously you're seeing what that's all about. Streaming to Twitch, Universe Mode, obviously huge news with NXT this week. And then plans for future games. I've got a new daily game already in the works. I know what I want to play. I just need to finish up Black Flag and I'll be good to go. I'll probably give them, when I'm done with Black Flag, I'm going to probably give a month hiatus, or maybe a 2-week hiatus, and then again, start again. Because what I did with Black Flag I think worked well. And I will also be playing Spider-Man 2, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, on this channel, because, well, I love Spider-Man, and I love villains, and I love the Sinister Six, and I love this Amazing Spider-Man world, so that'll be coming up. And then I've got Ginger King's Disciples, who will be featured this week as one of my favorite gingers in the whole world. Find out later. Alright, so let's start with my week. Let's start with how stressful it's been with me. I go to work, and I work I think pretty hard, right? I'm probably, I think, one of the best workers at my job. But, you know, it's just dealing with other people. It's one of those stressful things. I can't stand other people. This week has just been so trying. I hate other people so much. I hate them so much. I hate other people. Like, it's just irking. It's irritating to see the stupidity of people. It's even more irritating to have to feel the effects of other stupid people. And at my job currently, I mean, I've got a friend coming home from his mission in 3 months, and who knows what the future holds after that. So I feel like I'm serving a prison sentence with these idiots every day. I just feel like I'm waiting to not get shanked on my way out of the prison cell. That's what it feels like. It's terrible. And I know that prison probably is much, much worse. But this sucks. I'd rather go back to school. I really would. I'd rather go back to school. So yeah, my week's been pretty stressful. Got that off my chest. I just woke up from a nap, so I'm feeling a lot better. If I would have recorded this earlier, I would be much more angry. Much more angry. So, happily, I did not do that. Other things that happened this week, not a whole lot. I mean, I was chugging through, you know, recording, getting caught up. I'm doing well, video-wise on my channel. I'm doing well, communication-wise with you people. And, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting good feedback, good criticisms, good responses, and it makes me feel happy. I don't think I've had a dislike on any of my videos in the past, at least 2-3 weeks or so. And every once in a while there'll be a dislike, a random one out of nowhere. And normally it's if the video quality is bad, if I screw something up and there's a huge lag. That's usually something. Or if in the video I say something like, yeah, this guy's stupid, and this is why, he's a dumbass. And then people probably get offended and they dislike it. So that's usually how that goes. But again, I don't really care, you know. I started this 2 years ago today. This I guess dream, this pipe dream called YouTube. Opening day 2 years ago, I was sick as a dog. I couldn't hear anything. I thought I had a popped eardrum and I just felt sick, but it wasn't. I think it was just an ear infection or something like that, and my nose was totally blocked up. So like it wasn't really an issue with my nose. It was just coughing. It was a bad cough, and I couldn't hear a thing. I forgot what it was called, and I think it was not tonsillitis, but laryngitis is how I remember it because of general manager Laurinaitis from wrestling. So I think I had like laryngitis or something, and that blocked up my nose, which made my ears go all weird. So ear, nose, and throat people, those guys are real, and they gave me medicine, and that's the last time I took prescription medicine as well. And even then I didn't like doing it. I didn't like having to do that. I don't like pills. I don't like drugs. I don't like alcohol. I don't like unnatural highs. I don't really like that. It's very I don't know. There's just in my life, I'll bear with you. My father was an alcoholic. Sorry, I guess I should say is. He's still alive. Don't know where he is, but he is an alcoholic, and at least I would assume he's probably still an alcoholic. I don't know. I don't even know who he is, but anyway. So yeah, there's a lot of things I learned from that. I saw a lot of behavioral things with that, and I didn't like it. I've got a particular older brother who's very much the same way, and I see that, and it reminds me of my father, and I don't like that. So I stay away from alcohol, I stay away from drugs, and I stay away from prescription pills, because I just, even if I need them, I think the last time I had one was when, you know what, I'm going to show something disgusting, so bear with me, okay? This is, I probably shouldn't do this, but hey, we've got the technology now. Feet people. Ugh. Okay, I don't know if that caught. If it didn't, I'll probably just edit it out, because it's disgusting. I'm not a feet person. But yeah, so you can see my toe is like black and blue. About a month, a couple of days, I think like a week or so before Valentine's Day, I dropped something on my foot. It was like 40 pounds plus the falling pressure. So it was probably like 80 pounds or something. I don't know the math. I don't know that. But I dropped it on my toe, and it hurt a lot. And I was scared that I was going to lose my toenail, and I still might, because it's been 2 months now. It's been almost 2 months. It's been a month and a half since that incident. And now I'm just getting really worried, and that's the last time that I took like an Advil, and that was just for pain, just to get through the work day. But if I didn't have to work that day, I probably would have chugged through it, probably slept a lot, and let it go. But yeah, so like I don't abuse it. I don't, because I just know it's just that easy. It's that quick to be sucked into. Oh, my elbow hurts. Take an Advil. Oh, my head hurts. Take an Advil. And like it's just, people get caught up in these addictions, and I don't like it, so I stay away from it quite a bit. But let's enough of that. Enough of my week. Let's go on to NCAA March Madness. Obviously, I went to Wendover a week and a half ago. A week ago, I was still in Wendover. So last week, I made a lot of bets in this NCAA. All right, and the thing with betting in a place like Wendover is if you just bet on one team. If you say, let's say, if you bet that Duke is gonna beat Mercer, okay, and you just put down $10, they're the favorites. They're the overdog, depending upon the line and the numbers. So if I put down 10, I'll probably only win $3 if Duke wins. Now, if Mercer were to win, I'd probably win something like 7 or 8 or 9 or something like that. So you only win like $3 to $7 at the most if you bet on one team. Now let's bring in parlay bets. That's where you have your Duke Mercer bet, and then you want to add on let's go with Ohio State Dayton bet. These are all first round things that I remember in my head that I lost, and I was very irritated. Ohio State and Dayton, and you say, okay, so Duke is beating Mercer, Ohio State is beating Dayton, and then I put a third one, because it's almost like a multiplier. It'll times it by however many bets you have. It'll ramp up how much that you could possibly win. So then over here I'm gonna go with first round. Help me think. Duke and no. I mean Harvard. Who'd they beat though? Harvard and whoever they beat in the first round, and say I pick Harvard. Okay, so I've got I pick here. I picked these two correctly. I picked Harvard correctly, and I picked, say, Dayton correctly. Now, I've won these two bets, but the deal with a parlay bet is that you have to win all three to get the full cash out prize. Now, instead of winning 3-7 off of this first bet with Duke, I can win up to, let's see, what was it? It was it'd be 70. So I would win up to $70 if I got all three of them right. So putting down $10 to win 70 and bet on all three games, it's much more interesting. It's much more nail biting, trust me. And there were a lot of instances out there where I trusted my older brother. He is an NCAA fanatic. He loves watching sports. So he told me to pick Duke. And I had my doubts because Duke, I remember last season, was upset. And I was very, very worried about this. So I was like, Duke, I just don't feel it with Duke. I get feelings, all right? So I've chosen Michigan State this year. And I chose UConn in 2011, the year that they won. The past other two seasons, I haven't been too much involved, but I did make brackets, but I didn't really watch them. I wasn't involved. I didn't, totally focus. But this year I did focus because I went to Wendover. So I chose Michigan State, and they're looking good, so hopefully I can go with that. But, so I had these two bets right. These were good to go. And then Duke lost to Mercer. Or something. It was some other team like that. I think it was Mercer, though. And it was devastating, because then I lost my $10. But then that's the great thing. I mean, it's only $10. Whereas, betting all three, I would have earned $6, right, for getting these two bets correct, or so, $6 to $14, or I had the chance to win $60. So, it's very interesting, this NCAA March Madness, and it's even more interesting when you have a bet or a proposition between yourselves. I actually had a return missionary friend, another one, separate one, totally different one, who came home last July. And ever since then, we've been off and on talking over Facebook and stuff. And during the Super Bowl, he was very vocal about the Broncos. And I hate the Broncos. So I was like, yeah, you know what? He's one of those friends where you like to mess around. You like to get one over on him a lot. That's kind of what that's really what it is with me. So I told him, all right, fine. Well, your Broncos are going to lose. My Seattle Seahawks are going to win. They were my hired thugs for the season. They did their job. And now that they're the favorite team in the NFL, I've dropped them. So I won round one. Now, when NCAA March Madness came around, I said, hey, you want to go round two? 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3. We could do 2 out of 3. We'll do a future sports thing in the future. We'll do MLB. We could do the NBA playoffs. We'll do whatever you want, but we'll go 2 out of 3. And now I've beat him out. He had, did he have Syracuse going all the way? I don't really remember who he had going all the way, but it was a really different bracket than me. So it was going to be overwhelming. One bracket will win the other bracket. And I won, and I feel so happy, and I feel so good about it too. It makes me happy to see other people lose and me win, especially if they're my friends. I'm the evil person in my group of friends, the small group of friends that I do have. I'm the type of person who would love to see you totally crumble, because I don't know, like half of me is an insane person in my head. You can see it. One of my eyes is just a dead stare, and the other one's all bright and lively and vibrant and happy-go-lucky, and then the other half is just bitter, irritated. I don't know, it's just very odd. I feel half-half all the time. I feel like Two-Face. Speaking of, I'm wearing Arkham City shirt tonight. Okay, so enough talking about March Madness, but let's go Michigan State, right? Is that their sign? I don't know. I don't know these things. I play video games. I don't watch sports. I do watch sports, but I'm not invested in college. Okay, Black Flag playthrough. What to say about this? It's been fun. It's been funner than I thought it would be. I actually recorded a batch of recordings that you have already seen as of right now. You're seeing the first 2 episodes or so as of right now. And there were 3 more episodes after that. And then it opened up the whole top half of the map, and I chugged for 4 hours to get all of the collectibles. The Uncharted collectibles in this game is ridiculous. It took me 4 hours to get 20 of them. That's how ridiculous it was. Luckily, I've got podcasts, I've got music to keep me sane, so I feel better, I feel happy. Other than that, it's going well. I wanted to make this playthrough a test playthrough. First of all, because I'm not a big fan of Assassin's Creed series. I'm not invested in the story whatsoever. I like just killing the guards and playing the missions that are so over the top and crazy. They are really fun, but I will say that my big complaint about Black Flag, and this rings true with other people that I've heard review this game, is that there's a lot of missions where you're supposed to follow people. And then that's it. You follow them, you get information, that's it. That's the mission. That's the mission. And I've ran into quite a few of them, and I'm not a big fan of it, but you gotta do what you gotta do to make it a long game, I suppose. But I don't know, I mean, a little more action, a little less tailing would be nice. So yeah, other than that, Black Flag is going really, really well, and I'm still having fun with it, so it looks to be a game that I'm interested in, finally. Another main complaint about the Assassin's Creed series that I have is that they keep coming out with new games every single year, like Call of Duty, and I just can't do it. I just feel like every other game I'm going to skip now, from now on. They actually announced a new one that's going to be coming out soon, and it's about the French Revolution, and I believe it's called Assassin's Creed Unity or something weird like that. And if it's in the French Revolution, I'm definitely buying that game already. Do you know why? No, you don't. It's a rhetorical question. You don't know me. Well, you kinda do, probably. My iTunes playlist doesn't have a whole lot of music, but what it does have is Les Miserables. Oh, baby. So if I do get my hands on Assassin's Creed Unity, and it's about the French Revolution, you can bet that you're gonna see Ginger King singing some songs and doing a little dance, and doing a lot of that stuff. So it'll be very interesting as well. Other than that, Black Flag's going great, and it will continue. So there you go. Facecam Experiments. Obviously, I do have a new camera. I told you guys this, I think, 2 weeks ago, right before I left for Wendover. I bought this camera, and I put it out on a payment plan, so I'm building my credit. My credit is, what is the word? Occurring credit, ACCURING, occurring credit, something like that. Yeah, so it's good. The camera works well. It does its purpose, and this is kind of what I wanted it to do. Because I know that there's a way that I could Twitch, get a face cam and get a different camera. I've seen the creatures stream, and they always have a camera that they move, and they move with it. So I'm very excited to have this. It'll be a very important tool in the future of my channel. Now I'm not going to be using it a whole lot. I may do a Facecam experiment on a future game series, but I will not be doing it very soon. It'll be in a future series, though, for sure. Maybe Spider-Man. Maybe Amazing Spider-Man. I'll try it there. Why not? The Amazing Spider-Man 2 will probably be so far down the search lists of other people playing that game that, Facecam just might be the thing to give it that extra boost up to the top. And it'll be very interesting. I kind of look like Peter Parker. Yeah. I could do it. If I cleaned up, right? If I put on some makeup and stuff, if I prettied up. I'm not a pretty person, but if I prettied up, got a tan, wore better clothes, I think I could be Peter Parker. I'd be alright. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that at all. So yeah, Facecam is a real thing. It's happening, people. Streaming to Twitch. Kind of brush this up a bit. I'm planning to stream to Twitch about mid-year, about June, July, September. And there's a lot of things I want to do with it, especially in October. Expect it by the end of October, when WWE 2K15, right? Maybe. Yeah, probably. When 2K15 comes out, I'm definitely planning on a way to make those pay-per-views on Twitch only. So I'm going to have to get my Twitch channel up and going and have it kind of sort of established and know what I'm doing before I get that first pay-per-view out, probably in November. So I do want to practice a bit of that. I've been saying this all year about Twitch streaming, and I want to get it on a thing. It's just where I live currently, and how my schedule is currently. It's just not working out the way I want it to. So, you know, there's things that you gotta do in life, and right now I'm just binded by other people. It's late at night, and this is the only time that I can ever record, because there's no one else in the house. Everybody else is either sleeping or they are at work. So, you know, without anybody interrupting me, it's good to get some time. So, if I were to stream through Twitch now, it would most likely be purely NBA stuff, and it would most likely be on a date in which I know other huge YouTubers and or Twitch people are not streaming. So it'll probably be super late at night or early in the morning if you're from the UK. So it might be early. It might actually be like 8 o'clock or so for you guys over in the UK. But if I'm streaming something, it'll probably be pretty late. You know, who knows? Who knows what's going to go on with streaming? So, Universe Mode, NXT is the next topic. Yes, right, I'm sitting here reading it like, what? Universe Mode, NXT. Obviously, the big announcement on my channel is that NXT is being upgraded to a full show, and what I want to do with this is make it an NXT show. These are the next people who are going to be featured. Does that make sense to you? We're going to have an NXT champion. We're going to have NXT Tag Team Champions. And we're going to have the United States Championship also be featured, just kind of as a go-between between SmackDown and NXT. And what's going to be going on, depending upon the ratings, every time that there is going to be a ratings show that I cover on NXT, I'll go over the ratings. The NXT champions, excluding the US, because obviously they'll be on SmackDown, will have an opportunity to cash in their championship title for a spot on the roster of one of the two better shows, SmackDown or Raw. And they will have an opportunity to do that. And that'll be 4 times a year. Okay? So, every time I do a ratings show, and I go over ratings for quarterly ratings for my Universe Mode, that is when the champions of NXT will have their opportunity to go to a Raw show. And then what I will do from there is kind of like a switch. So what'll happen is, say Rusev. Say I get Rusev, I download him, I put him in NXT. Rusev is the NXT champion. I do a ratings show. He now gets the opportunity to stay in NXT as the champion on the 3rd best show, or bump up to Raw. He sacrifices his NXT championship, and he jumps ship to Raw. What would happen is the very bottom person in line for the WWE championship on Raw would then be placed in NXT. Okay? So it's kind of a move, it's kind of like a ranking thing. It kind of keeps those tables shifting and moving and turning, and it keeps it turning and moving. I'm sick of seeing, like, Sheamus just always pop up there. It's like, oh, and I love to fight. Like, that's great, Sheamus, but right now, I have nothing for you. I had something for you, you failed, and now I don't have anything for you, Sheamus. So, it's time for you to go to NXT, prove your worth, you be the champion by NXT champion, by ratings show, and you can earn your way back in. Deal? Deal. So I think, and I'm going to explain a little bit more about that on the inaugural episode of NXT. So it should be very, very interesting. Okay, so let's move on now, because you know you don't want to hear me talk about wrestling, even though I've been talking about totally stab-and-go stuff for the past 20 minutes. Universe Mode NXT is done. Plans. Okay, Spider-Man 2. Yes, I will be playing Spider-Man 2 on this channel. I loved Spider-Man 1. Like I said 2 years ago, I had that game. I think it came out around the same time, and I loved it. That was the game. That was the last game I played before becoming a YouTuber. And then I started on Skyrim videos, NBA videos, Universe Mode. It was, it was very exciting. It was very fun. So I'm very excited to play the Spider-Man 2 game. And I like those type of games. They're not very good games. The combat's repetitive. The graphics are so-so. But to me, it's the story. It's just the same with Arkham Origins. Even though it was a cut and copy and paste of Arkham City, I still had fun with that game. There was a lot of glitches that made it interesting, but I still had fun with the game. I still had fun with the story. Okay, and the next daily game is in the works. It is in the works, and I know what I'm going to do with it, and I want to do some stuff. I can't say anything because it'll spoil it. And obviously, because NXT is being bumped up to an inaugural show, for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I'm going to have Wednesdays not have a whole lot of content except for Assassin's Creed. So I'm just going to wrap up some stuff that I have done in the past. And this upcoming Wednesday, I think we're going to see the return of something that a lot of you liked. But it was just something that was difficult to keep going. But I am going to finish that up. I really want to, especially before the summer, when I decide that I want to play it again. So, sorry. Side note, I just ate like 12 fruit roll-ups, those square red ones. So, I might explode. Okay, this is it. This is the end of the show. I want to use this time to openly state that I am sick of the ginger racism all around the world. People are so racist to gingers, and I feel like it's a correct term, racist. If not, tell me a better term. But I'm calling it ginger racism. Okay. First of all, we had the whole Harry Potter stuff with Ron. That was just ridiculous, and I hate it. So, Ginger King's Disciples is my commenters, my subscribers, my fan base, and it'll be supporting other gingers, the gingers that are in my kingdom, who I consider my disciples. Okay, so this Ginger King's Disciples is going out to Bill Burr. He is a comedian, and if you haven't heard this guy is totally Boston. He's absolutely great. He is definitely one of my idols in life. He is a guy who says what he means, and he says it with no conviction. He'll say it. He means no offense by it. That's just how he feels, and then he'll move on. He is a comedian, so he makes things fun. He makes things funny and great, and I've taken a lot of things in my YouTube channel from him. So the Ginger King Disciple of the Week is definitely going to Bill Burr. Check out his Monday morning podcast. Look that up on iTunes. It's great. It's just him talking for an hour about stuff. It's awesome. I'm stuttering, and I just caught myself, and I hate when I catch myself doing stupid stuff. But anyway, Bill Burr, he's great, and I like it. I like him. So he's a good comedian, and I really did pull a lot of stuff from that man. So go check him out if you haven't already. If you're a fan of comedy, definitely check Bill Burr out. A lot of people are saying he's the next Louis C.K., which is hilarious. Because he made a joke, he's like, well, what, do they think that just because we're redheads and we're balding, that we're the same? And again, ginger racism, but I'll be all up in arms saying that's racist. It's ginger racist. But yeah, Bill Burr is the Ginger King Disciple of the Week. So, I'm going to open this up as an opportunity now for you. You've sat through this whole video, or you've clicked through it. I don't really care. You've done that, and you've made it to this portion of the video. It is your opportunity to tell me something, to say, oh yes, blah 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 blah, or give me a question, oh yes, blah 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 blah, or give me an angry statement, blah 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 blah. You know, whatever you want to do, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Go ahead and like the videos. A big reminder, liking the videos is super important, especially for Universe Mode, because it will decide who has control, SmackDown or Raw. SmackDown has control right now. They won quarter one. They've got a check mark above quarter one. And whoever is in control by WrestleMania will get that main event match in WrestleMania. They'll have the very last match. They'll have the most important stories. So really, your your liking and your rating on these videos, especially universe mode, is very important. Everything else, like it if you like it, but in universe mode, like what you like especially. So, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. It's been a huge update. It's a huge test to do this this face cam. I'm gonna have to sync it up. I'm gonna have to chop it up and edit it and cut it all up. And I still have to record about an hour's worth of Assassin's Creed tonight. So much to do, and I actually have to wake up in. Let's see, it is midnight right now, midnight on Friday. So now it is officially Saturday. I have to wake up in 5 hours, 6 hours to watch Saturday morning football, soccer for you Americans. And I'm super excited about that. Jesus, another side note, or PS, because this is over, so we'll call it a PS instead of a side note. Manchester United played Manchester City during the week, I think on Tuesday. I didn't get to see it, I was working, I think, or I was doing something else and I totally forgot. But Manchester City's got this guy named Yaya Toure, Y-A space Toure, and this man is a sniper from far out. I'm so excited that I'm finally learning people's names, but this guy is a guy to watch, and I'm sure that he played a huge part in Manchester City decimating Manchester United. I think it was 2-0, but I don't really remember. So I think they're out of that, whatever that was for. I think they're out of that tournament, which sucks. But, you know, we've got a much more important game tomorrow. We're looking to win tomorrow. So Manchester United, let's go. I don't even know if they're playing tomorrow, but we'll find that out. Okay, well, I'm leaving. Goodbye. Bye, people. Thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for the support. We're over 900. That doesn't count, does it? I guess I have to wait for over 9,000 for that joke to work. Does that work? Over 900? I don't know. I'm just ending it. It's done. Done. Cut it. Cut the camera. Cut the camera.